Hey everyone, welcome to MLSsoccer.com's preview of the CONCACAF Champions League semifinal second leg between Monterrey of Mexico and the LA Galaxy of MLS. I'm Greg Lawless alongside Simon Borg. The game is at 10 p.m. Eastern Time on Wednesday night. You can watch it on Fox Soccer and get a live chat on MLSsoccer.com and LAGalaxy.com. Now in the first leg, Simon, there was that late collapse from the Galaxy. They lost 2-1 after giving up 2 goals in the last 10 minutes. They're down 2-1 on aggregate. Is there a crisis of confidence in this club, you think?
Greg, I don't think so. Aside from being a veteran club, the team has been saying it themselves. They played as good a game as you can against another Mexican club. The best first half I saw any MLS team play a Mexican club. Wow. And they know they have the weapons to get the goals they need in Monterrey. So I think they go in very loose, pressure's off.
Well, they certainly have some weapons, obviously, when you think about Robbie Keane and Mike McGee and those guys, and also Landon Donovan. That will be a big one. Let's go out to our friends out in San Francisco, Matt Doyle and Dan Hayek with the scouting report on the Galaxy.
Thanks, guys. Matt, in the first leg, the Galaxy had the better of the game for the first 60 minutes, and then Juninho went down. We're expecting him to return for this one. Do you think that he can have a similar impact in the second leg down in Monterrey?
I think he has to if the Galaxy are to have any chance at getting out of this and getting into the finals. Juninho is probably not the Galaxy's best player, but I think he's their most important just because he wins so many balls in the central midfield. He can range from sideline to sideline, and his passing is precise. I mean, he's really a fantastic player, and they need him in there. He says he's okay. The Galaxy website says he's okay. Our reports say he's okay. So hopefully he is okay. Him and Sarvas together are going to need to be awesome. And of course, Omar Gonzalez and whoever is paired with him in the central defense are going to need to play better than they did down the last 15-20 minutes of that first leg.
Another guy that the Galaxy will be hoping is okay is Landon Donovan. We've seen him for a couple 30-minute stints so far. Have you seen enough from him to suggest that he's ready to make an impact from the start of the game?
No, I really haven't. Both times when he came on, first against Toronto and then against Monterrey, he had pretty good chances, especially against Toronto, and he just fluffed them both. Could have put the game away against Monterrey, missed from the top of the box. Of course, Robbie Keane had an even better chance a couple minutes later. You got to bury those. The Galaxy really shot themselves in the foot with that kind of shoddy finishing in the first leg. These are the big money players, the guys who you expect to come through. They got the looks and they didn't convert them. So I say trust the kids. It's the kids who have gotten the Galaxy here. Jack McBean was their top scorer in the group stage. Both McBean and Jose Villarreal scored in the quarterfinal win over Herediano. These guys are in form in the league. They've been in form continentally. Play them from the start. Figure out how to put Robbie Keane in there. Bring Landon in for the last 30. That's a good plan for the Galaxy anyway because you know they're going to try to get one early and then hold on and then try to get one late. That is the game plan for Bruce Arena and the Galaxy in this game.
All right, well, that does it for us. Let's kick it back to the guys in New York.
If Landon Donovan starts for the Galaxy, it will bring a little bit of a shift to the lineup. You could see maybe Sean Franklin dropping into right back, AJ De La Garza sliding into the middle, and maybe Leonardo on the bench. If De La Garza goes in the middle, how does it change the dynamic for them?
Well, that's going to be difficult, Greg, because I think AJ De La Garza in the middle creates mismatches against the likes of Aldo Denigris and Humberto Suazo. I think De La Garza's size, and he's quick, but he's not fast, I think, to keep up with a guy like Suazo. So, look, bringing in new players, a guy like Donovan, shifting Franklin to right back means you have to have an odd man out. To me, that odd man out in this kind of game, the way it shapes up, is Mike McGee. But big management, player management decisions that Bruce Arena has
All
here.
the goals that Mike McGee has scored already for the Galaxy, that's who you're predicting is the odd man out. Interesting right there. Well, actually, there were no issues for the defense for the Galaxy in that first 45 that you talked about being so strong for them in the first leg. It was Leonardo and Omar Gonzalez. Let's go to former U.S. international Corey Gibbs for more on that center back pairing.
Thanks, guys. After taking a 1-0 lead in the first leg at home, the LA Galaxy let themselves down in the last 10 minutes by giving up 2 goals. In the preview for the game last week, we identified Monterrey's most dangerous offensive threats, Humberto Suazo and Aldo Denigris. And sure enough, these two delivered late for Monterrey. With that being said, the common cause for both goals was ball watching by the center backs, Leonardo and Omar Gonzalez. With crosses coming into the box, as a defender, you need to be aware of both ball and man to prevent the forwards from getting dangerous opportunities. And that did not happen last week in LA. In Monterrey for the second leg in an extremely hostile environment, Omar Gonzalez and Leonardo must do a better job of dominating the box for the full 90 minutes to give the Galaxy a chance of advancing to the finals.
Well, you know, Greg, I've been to this stadium, El Tec, and it's not as intimidating as you'd imagine a Mexican stadium to be, especially for a club that big. There's a track, the fans are far removed from the playing surface, the locker rooms are far removed from the fans. So, and the fans, by the way, sitting on their hands most of the game. I was there when Real Salt Lake played them to a draw. So not really as intimidating. The Galaxy, if they're going to lose this game, it's not because of the conditions at the stadium, and it's not because of the weather either. The projections, 80 degrees, maybe a chance of rain, but it's great weather.
Well, let's go down to the man who's down there right now, Nick Rosano from MLSsoccer.com, our man in Monterrey.
This is Nick Rosano here with MLSsoccer.com at the Estadio Tecnológico in Monterrey, where the LA Galaxy are preparing for their CONCACAF Champions League semifinal showdown against Monterrey. The Galaxy entered this one in a bit of a hole as it fell 2-1 last week against Monterrey at the Home Depot Center, but will be entering this game with a full complement of players. One of the notable names to return is Juninho, who left through injury in the first leg about the time when the Galaxy started to falter. Landon Donovan should be available for this one, but is not known how much he will play. So Galaxy should be expecting a full complement of players, with Bruce Arena saying earlier today that the lineup shouldn't look too much different from the ones we've seen from the Galaxy in previous weeks.
We have come here to win the game. If we play well, win the game, the math takes care of itself.
I mean, try and get an early goal if we can. We get an early goal, you know, puts a lot of pressure on them with the fans and everything. So that's something that we'd be hoping that we could do. So this is going to be a tough game, you know that, but it's certainly not over yet.
The game plan tomorrow is, you know, I thought that we put in a good 75 minutes at home, but you know, we ended up letting ourselves down in the final 15 minutes. So, you know, now coming here to their house, we're going to have to put in a solid 90 minutes plus of full concentration, playing. We need to make the game and not give them enough space for them to be able to make the tempo and things like that.
Okay, so we've had a lot of news about the Galaxy. Now, what about from Monterrey's camp? What's the latest there?
Well, there's one big decision that Victor Manuel Vucetich has, and it's in goal. Jonathan Orozco is back from injury. He's their number one, but he hasn't played in 3 weeks. So Vucetich has already said he's sticking with Ibarra. If you remember, he's their backup. He had a great game against the Galaxy in that first leg.
With a big save against Keane.
A couple key saves, yeah. So aside from that, though, Victor Manuel Vucetich has nullified the advantage that the Galaxy had by having the weekend off in MLS play, because he rested 7 starters against Toluca in the Mexican League match over the weekend, including the stars Suazo and Denigris. So they're going to have a well-rested team, and I would expect very much the same lineup that took the field at the HDC.
It's going to be a full-power Monterrey team that the Galaxy will face Wednesday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. It's on Fox Soccer, a live chat on MLSsoccer.com and LAGalaxy.com. Make sure you don't miss this one because it is huge. Can the Galaxy overturn a 2-1 deficit in Monterrey?